Saxophonist Ron Brown played with some of the biggest names in the business, legends like Diana Ross and Natalie Cole. Ron's high-profile career gave him everything he wanted in life, and a few things he didn't.
My goal was to play with some of the best in the world. You know, I wanted to play with the best in the world. I wanted to travel all over the world.
And he did. Ron Brown was a talented young saxophone player who got a break and made it big.
My first big break came when I joined the Duke Ellington Orchestra. It's things that the schools, about music, about even playing, that you really only learn from the top professionals, you know, where you learn from playing.
Ron later toured with Natalie Cole, Diana Ross, and played gigs with Whitney Houston and Stevie Wonder. With the jobs came connections, travel, money, and other things.
If you play with the best in the world, you got to go out in the world to play with them.
That's true.
And so I went out, and I went out, and I went farther, and I got farther and farther, and then I was lost.
Ron had grown up in church and lived a pretty clean life, but he learned quickly that part of the entertainment world was the party after the show.
Hey, let's go down to the bar and slam one down. So I said, okay, let's go down to the bar and slam one down. You know?
That prepped him for the next offer, and it went from there.
I tried cocaine for the first time and in Las Vegas. So I went through this phase of, okay, I will never buy cocaine. I'm never going to do that because I saw what had happened to a good friend of mine. I remember the first time I actually bought, and I knew that I was breaking this rule I had put in my head. There was a drug that came out called crack cocaine, which is probably 10 times more addictive than the just regular, and that's what just took me out.
Ron had turned down drugs many times. Now here he was playing for Diana Ross and about to do something he'd never done before.
Saturday night, Caesar's Palace, the stage open, Ron Brown is not there.
So the next day, he had to face the music with Diana.
But I walk in, and she says, Ron, I heard about your problem. These people are from the care unit. Said, do you want to go before the show or do you want to go after the show? Not only did she set it up, she flew my wife out. Oh. And she paid for it.
For the rehab?
For the rehab.
After 30 days, Ron was back, playing with the band, thinking his days of crack addiction were over. But after staying clean for nearly a year, he fell again. That cycle continued for the next few years. His wife, Barbara, finally reached her limit.
Ron, I love you, but I just can't watch you kill yourself. But now I'm not with my wife. Something's wrong.
Barbara asked Ron to move out, and his drug use went from bad to worse.
I pawned my instruments. I pawned my clarinet, my bass clarinet, my flute. I had a $4,000 flute that I got $25 for.
Then came rock bottom.
You're like filthy on the floor, and you're looking for remnants of the drug that you may have dropped on the floor, and you're picking out of some carpet, you know what I mean? While I was on my knees on the floor, the Lord spoke to me. I mean, he spoke clearly, just like whispering at me. He said, you are my child. I mean, he says, you are my child. And just those words that's like started to change me right then. All of a sudden, this confidence came over me, like, wait a minute, hold up, I'm God's child. I'm God's child. I can't go out like this. I'm not going out like this.
Ron Brown was finally ready to repent. He'd had faith in God for years, gone to a Bible study, but tried to manage life on his own. That was January 1991, and he's been clean ever since. He says what's kept him that way is returning to church and being accountable. He now leads the Bible study that prayed for him for years.
Why didn't I get it before? We're talking Psalms 34:18 today, you know, that he left the brokenhearted and the crushed in spirit. My spirit wasn't crushed yet.
And Barbara? After a separation, they reunited. They've now been married nearly 30 years and have 3 beautiful daughters. Ron has continued recording music all these years, but with a different outlook. He also became fluent in Japanese and goes to Japan regularly to play and share the gospel.
私は本当に日本が大好き、本当に愛してるよ。I really love Japan, from in my heart. If you focus on the ministry, God will give you what you need in the industry. Until it was like, white flag, I give up, I surrender. Lord, I don't know anything. Show me, tell me what you would have me to do. And that's God's got you right where he wants you. And he can use you.